Now, CBS 4 investigates. We've seen more and more cruise lines requiring people aboard their ships to be vaccinated, saying they're concerned about the health and safety of their passengers.
But what about the medical care provided on cruise ships? CBS 4's Jim DeFede takes a closer look at the treatment passengers can expect, and what he found out might surprise you.
When we got there, we saw my father lying on the ground.
Laura Goodlow is recounting the moments after her father collapsed aboard Royal Caribbean's Explorer of the Seas.
And I just remember thinking to myself and saying out loud, we're losing him, we're losing him.
After more than 20 minutes and a shot of adrenaline, they were finally able to regain a pulse. But he died several days later in a hospital in Anchorage when the family made the decision to take him off life support.
And so sadly, we essentially watched our father die twice.
Laura and her family sued Royal Caribbean, noting that even though the doctor diagnosed her father as having congestive heart failure, the doctor gave him the wrong medication.
I think that we all felt something in our gut that just wasn't adding up right from the beginning.
And we were sitting there in Juneau, Alaska, the capital of Alaska, with numerous hospitals in town. We were there for the day. I think the message should have been, you know, Mr. Puchalski, you should go have a real professional look you over and make sure, you know, everything's fine.
I feel as though this doctor, Amanda Saunders, played Russian roulette with my father's life, and we're the ones who are paying for it.
A federal jury in Miami awarded the Puchalski family $3.4 million. Their case is one of a growing number of lawsuits that call into question the medical care passengers on cruise ships can expect.
So what we found in our cases is they hired doctors from all over the world with minimal experience, with experience that certainly isn't sufficient to be the sole or one of two doctors on a ship with 5,000 passengers.
Todd Michaels represented the Puchalski family.
Every doctor that we had had in one of these cases has not even been certified to practice in the United States. So if a passenger suffered an injury while getting on the ship, the doctor wouldn't be able to treat them. But the second that ship leaves, these 5,000 people on there have nowhere else to turn.
Royal Caribbean issued the following statement. Mr. Puchalski's passing was a tragic event and our thoughts remain with the family. We were disappointed with the outcome of the lawsuit, and we stand behind our licensed and credentialed medical teams who adhere to the highest standards of care and are committed to the well-being of our guests and crew.
At one point in the trial, the defense counsel were essentially admonishing us for not investigating their own medical facilities before we got on the ship. And it's our fault that we went on a cruise ship that they're providing subpar medical services on.
Professor Ross Klein has studied the cruise industry for 20 years and written several books on the industry. He said even if passengers wanted to find out that information, they couldn't.
There's no transparency with regard to any of the information in terms of who are the physicians on board the ships, what is the history with regard to malpractice or passenger complaints, or even where the physicians are trained or registered from.
When Ron and Christine Radowski booked a cruise aboard Carnival's Vista in 2019, they just assumed the medical staff would include experienced U.S. licensed physicians.
Ron started not feeling too well. He was very sick, had been coughing up blood, got in to see the doctor, and the doctor didn't even examine him. And I kept saying to the doctor, please examine him, please look at him. He's really ill, he's really sick.
The doctor was a 27-year-old Colombian who had recently graduated medical school in his home country. Ron grew steadily worse as they pulled into port at the end of the cruise.
I was getting really ill. I was really ill.
They didn't want to let us disembark right away, and I pleaded and pleaded and pleaded with them, please let us off the ship. We've got to get him to the hospital. He was in full respiratory arrest when we got to the hospital, and a priest came and gave him his last rites, and I was told to say my last words to him because I may not see him alive again. And it just all happened that fast. Ron spent, oh gosh, almost 3 weeks in a coma on a full ventilator and on the ECMO pump.
Just the 3 months in the hospital at rehab, learning how to walk, learning how to use my hands, learning how to brush my teeth.
The Radowskis are now suing Carnival. We asked both Carnival and Royal Caribbean to provide someone who could address the concerns about the medical care. They both refused. I'm Jim DeFede, CBS 4 News.
And Facing South Florida on Sunday explored medical attention on cruise ships. To watch Sunday's show, go to cbsmiami.com/Facing South Florida. We have it posted for you right there.